You know, the Copper Island trip was one of the first things I really did here as an intern working with the youth. It still kind of slips my mind that many people from the church haven't been there and don't know much about Copper Island or what it's like.
Boy, Copper Island is such an amazing place.
It's really cool. It's really like a family, and I thought it was really fun to be around so many people who are so close.
When you get up to the top of the hill at the camp, you can just look down and see the entire camp and then just out into the ocean until the fog is covering the other islands.
I don't know, I guess magical seems like such a weird word, but that's a place that God comes alive to me.
Everything is massive and beautiful, and it really makes you realize how small you actually are in the world.
This year was really different trip for us.
In the years past, we've been preparing the island for the kids. This year, we actually were there with the kids, and so our kids were camp counselors and hospitality for the children experiencing a week of camp.
My role for this year on Copper Island was quite a few things.
My job was being part of the hospitality crew.
I was a counselor for age 9 to 11 girls.
I was part of the hospitality staff.
I thought, first of all, there was a very small chance that I would even be going.
My role at Copper Island was running the hospitality crew. As the boys were saying, we were cleaning toilets for Jesus.
Also thought, well, maybe my role was just to help train the kids using the puppets.
What was your role this year at Copper Island?
I'm the kitchen queen. I'm the kitchen queen of Copper Island.
And then I found out I was in charge of crafts, and so that was fine. And
Before coming up, Aaron Otis asked me to bring my guitar, and I thought I would be in the background strumming, but when I got up there, he said to me, well, it looks like you'll be leading worship.
I was one of the counselors for the boys who attended.
And also, I got to be kind of a lifeguard.
One of the special things about the Copper Island trip, and doing this particularly as a short-term missions trip, is that there is a huge impact both on the campers on Copper Island and our own students and chaperones that go on the trip.
One of my favorite memories this year was probably just the little moments with my cabin. Every other day we got an hour of free time before dinner, and me and my girls spent that time in the cabin just talking and hanging out and eating candy, lots of candy. And one of the days I was sitting there as they were running around screaming, eating all that candy, and I was just thinking, like, wow, this is so exciting that all these girls they might have heard about God, but just experiencing God at this camp is just so exciting, and just they have no idea what's ahead of them in life and what they're about to experience this week at camp, and so that was probably one of my favorite things.
So at Copper Island they have these hummingbird feeders, and they're always filled up, and so all the time these hummingbirds will come around and they'll be zipping around the hummingbird feeders and knocking each other off, and it's really cool to watch. One time I was watching the hummingbirds with another kid who was working at the camp and who was a new Christian. We started talking together about the birds, and I don't know, there was something special about that time we hung out there together, and it's something I'm gonna take with me.
There was a boy on the dock. They like to fish. And, most of the time we're using these fishing poles are just sticks with fishing line and hook on the end. But they also had a few real fishing rods, and he was trying to cast the rod and he didn't know how. And I asked him, hey, do you want me to show you another way to cast the rod? And he picked it up right away, and he was sending out like 20 feet and his first cast, and he was like, wow, that's so cool, thank you so much. thank you for taking the time to show me something. And, we had a little exchange there, which wasn't huge, but the fact that he was so appreciative for something so simple that nobody else was taking the time to show him, just really touched my heart.
Well, I think that everyone probably has their own theme for it, what they feel like the theme was. For me, it was probably he was teaching humility and patience, and that felt like that was the theme, was that being a servant. Yeah, that's probably what the theme was, being a servant.